my little pirate guy. I'd rather be a ninja, but they don't have that outfit.
You look healthy.
Hello everyone, welcome back to Prius Lake. This will be the last video I say that in. Son, I love you, and I hope you're doing well. Well, this is what my room looks like. Or, not my room anymore, but it's a news update. My life is about to change. Pretty weirdly. I mean, well, before. I worked at the Tamarack. I lived up there. I did that for 4 years. It was great. For the last year, I've been here at Cavs, and it is not what I wanted to be doing. So, I didn't actually enjoy it, but it wasn't hard or anything. I've been doing kitchen work for so long that it's not hard. It's just infuriating, maddening. I could use many words for it. But this has come to an end. They have reduced staff down to the essentials, and I am not one of them. And that's okay. I don't really want to be. At the time of this recording, tomorrow's my last day. And evidently I'm on call because we're actually closed, because there's a wedding. So I may not even work tomorrow. So, you know, there's that. But the transition that I'll be going to is an interesting place that I have both been and never been. So, I mean, I've been up here at Priest Lake for about almost 12 years. And in that time, I have mostly lived in employee housing. So I guess technically I haven't had a house of my own or a place of my own. You could equate it to couch surfing, basically. Because I mean, I didn't have a lease or anything. I just have been basically renting a room at whatever place I'm working at, which has been fine. I haven't had a need for a place of my own, and I really didn't want to get stuck renting anything, because I've seen my parents and many other people around my area and many areas I've been to, and renting seems like the worst thing ever, usually. That being said, I am not going to go find a place to live yet, to rent, because I could go out and find a place to rent. But the places to rent, you're usually paying for someone else's dream. And I don't want to do that anymore. I'm tired of working for someone else's dreams. I'm tired of living for someone else's dreams. So I have chose to become homeless after this. So in 2 days' time, I will no longer have a house. Now I know what you're saying. Like, that's dumb. Why would you do that? Well, it would be dumb. Because I've been homeless before. And it's not fun. It's not easy. And I am not in the shape that I used to be to do that easily. But I have been gifted a car by my mother. Which, thank you, Mom. I didn't actually make a thank you video because, well, I don't know how to do this stuff. And it's really hard for me to get a real shot with me in it because I don't have anything like a stand or anything. I don't have a lot of equipment. I have my phone though. You know, it's so I'm gonna try and learn. Eventually I'm gonna get one of those like phone holders so that I can get some extension on my shots with me in them. But here's what my car looks like. There it is. I went to do this at where I'm staying right now, but there was a wedding going on, so it's kind of dirty.
But, you know, it's because I live out in the sticks. Got a good interior. It all works real well. Got a bunch of my stuff in there. All ready to go. This is just some of the stuff I've got for later. It's pretty nice. That's all the stuff I'm taking to my son. That's all his stuff.
Yeah, it's a Prius. It's a white Prius. But I tell you, I've had that thing for a little over a month, and it's not a bad car. It has its issues. It's old. It's a 2010, so it's not like it's new or anything. But I'm gonna live in that. And the last 2 times that I was homeless, that was not a thing I could say. I did not have a place to. Well, I mean, one time I lived under a bridge, but that's not a home. That's not. And with the car, because I found out, my mom told me that she was going to get it to me. When was that? March? So I've been making plans to have a vehicle, which is just, smart to do. If you know you're going to have a car, it's good to have an idea of what you're going to do with that car. And I've been looking into DoorDash and Uber Eats and whatnot. Unfortunately, the car's too old for anything passenger related, like actual Uber, but I can deliver food. So I signed up for, I tried signing up for many of them, but I only got accepted on Grubhub because all the DoorDash delivery drivers were full or whatever. So I got accepted on Grubhub, and over the last 3 weeks, or almost a month, I have been doing it on my weekends, on days that I have off from working at Kavanaugh. So I'd work the kitchen 5 days a week, and then one day I would go do Grubhub, and then I'd go see my son, and then come back and work my week. Well, now it's going to be all I do. And here's one of the key aspects of this is being homeless. I will have really nothing else to do with my day besides go see my son, which is something I want to do every day. But I know that I need to provide, not only for him, but for myself. If I'm not in a good place, it's not good for him either. So I'm forcing myself to be a homeless man. I know that's weird with what I just said, but in the move to own a house, hopefully after this 6 months of the winter, because I have this feeling that those kind of delivery jobs are going to go up in the winter around here because it's snowy and people don't like driving in the snow. I personally have no issue. I've been in one snow-related accident of my own drivingness, and it was going down a hill in Spokane, actually. And I just kind of bumped into this guy. It wasn't even my car, actually. I was just driving. And I bumped into this guy, and it was near Christmas time, and his son just wanted to get home to open presents just so bad. And he was like, getting information and whatnot, and his kid just wanted to go. Did not even worried about the little bumper bump that happened. But anyway, so I am going to go Grubhub. My plan is to Grubhub 6 days a week for this whole winter. And one day, I will go see my son every week. I mean, it's going to be at his mother's house. And I mean, I'm probably going to think up, sledding trips and whatnot to go take him on. Out in Spokane, there's this place called Manitou Park, and it is gorgeous. It is so nice there. Like, I haven't gotten to go out and be in the park, but it's got this really cool looking hill that has a path on it. And, like the winter time, maybe you could sled on that. I don't know. I haven't asked any questions about it, but maybe. Maybe they'll let me and my son come in and sled on their hill. But if not there, I know many places in Idaho that I can take my son and go sledding. But, I'll just see him one day a week, and every other day is for him. The 6 other days is all in pursuit of owning a house. That's why I'm being homeless. Now, I have many friends that are more than willing, to let me sleep on their couch and whatnot. And while I will do that when it gets, particularly bad through the winter or whatever, it won't be for more than a day or two, because I want to keep the motivation to keep going, to get a house. And I know all too well complacency. I've been doing it for 10 years here. I got into a groove. I got all my goals that I had wanted to get accomplished in the first couple years. And then I just fell into a rut. I fell into a routine. And, well, that's good and everything. And that it's not a bad place to be, is to have a routine life. It was a low routine, or a low life. My life has not been very inspired over the last 10 years. Of course, truth be told, I came to Priest Lake to get away from everyone. I knew a lot of people back in the day, and not all of them were good, and I didn't want to be around people. But I have done lots of self-learning, and people don't bother me anymore. And it's something, I don't need to get into that really. Soft topic. I get distracted easily. I'm going to be homeless for a while, guys. It's not a bad thing. A giant duffel bag behind me that my cat is sleeping on. That's Chevy. Chevy, by the way. She's my, I think she's 14 now? 13 or 14. The gray guy. Where is he? Where's Sock? Sock in here. Come here, buddy. Come here. Cool. Oh, you fat cat. Oh, this guy. I think he's been in a couple videos before. He is 10 or 11 years old. I got him right after I moved up here. Well, he chose me. He's my big boy. 35 pounds. Yeah. Okay. Oh, time to get down. Oh, it's okay. It's okay, yeah. These guys are going to one of my friend's house that have offered to let me stay on their couch. They've actually lived with these cats before, so it'll be kosher. And I foresee very little problems besides a buddy. I started giving them attention. Now I can't stop. They'll be living with friends that they've already lived with before, so, that'll be good. Make for some stability. And all my stuff is packed up in my truck and already at that one house, too. They're my closest friends. They don't like being filmed or anything, so I can't do that. But I thank them very much. A lot of my friends like to be anonymous, and I understand. Up until this point in my life, I was very anonymous. In fact, I did things so by the book as to remain anonymous, never be in trouble. I did a lot of things that took a lot of extra effort, so I didn't have to get in trouble at all. And that's, good and bad. Because, if you do things wrong, you shouldn't get rewarded. And not that I was rewarded, because honestly, I was always underpaid for my efforts, always. And I'm just the guy that will take that, or I used to be, because I always thought that there was a gratuity or a respect just just gratitude, you know, like that was a higher money value to me than actual cash, because I don't need cash. Cash is not a thing anyone needs. I mean, besides the fact that we do. But we don't. That's stupid. Being as a person who has been poor my whole life, I know that the value of cash, of money, and I also know that it has no value. Because that when you're really down on it and you're actually homeless and there's nothing else going on, you can get by without any money. And I ain't talking about people that beg on the side of the street or any of that kind of stuff. There are homeless people that never have a sign. You will not see them unless you happen to be walking by a particular alleyway where they happen to know there's good stuff that gets thrown out by all of us that are more fortunate than them. And that's their life. And, you know, I've met a lot of homeless dudes and chicks, people, last time I was homeless, and some of them, they didn't have a choice. Like, and it'd be wrong of me to, like, I mean, maybe not wrong. I guess other people do it all the time, but I have some stories that are just crazy. Just crazy. I mean, they're not my stories. They're other people's stories that they told me them when I shared a fire. And see, the last time I was homeless, I thought I was set up too. I had a hiking backpack that was about as big as that guy, but it had bars in it to keep it stiff, and all my clothes were in that. And then I had another backpack with a PS2 in it. Yeah, PS2. That's going back there a ways. I had like 5 or 6 games. I had 2 controllers. I had a way to hook up to any TV, so it didn't matter where I went. I could plug in my system and play with people that I was with. Being homeless isn't bad. It's just a different way of life. And in reality, I look back on those times with fond memories. Life was so simple when you have no chance of having money in a normal way. Like, there are times where I think the longest I went was 12 days without food. And while that sucked, that first burger that I had after that 12 days was the best tasting. So good. Makes my mouth, makes me drool just thinking about it. And I don't really eat burgers anymore. Like, I'm not a vegan or anything, but I just don't eat a lot of meat. Meat's expensive. And I budget my money really, really tight, which I'll still be doing. And on the lines of money, I plan on only spending the amount I need to survive, which will be gas, child support, insurance, my phone bill. I guess my online accounts, I have a couple of those, but theoretically, it's just a week. I theoretically can get all my bills paid in a week's time of Grubhubbing. 3 weeks of money, I hope, will all be saved. That's my plan. And hopefully after the end of this winter, I will have a pretty penny saved up, at least the down on a house. And I'm working on my credit. As weird as that sounds, I'm working on my credit as a homeless person. Yeah, I have plans. I have no fear of the future. I said this in my last video, but like, reality has a way of flowing, and I've been fighting it for so long, trying to like do my own thing. And in reality, all I was doing was fighting reality. And in doing that, while I don't get me wrong, I have depression like everyone else. I have anxiety. I try to manage those through my own forms of meditation, but I'm not an unhappy person. I'm actually quite content. And for me, contentment is the knowledge of where you are and the acceptance of that, but also a willingness to proceed forward and try and seek new horizons, which is why I don't fear this. This is going to be a weird time coming up for me, but it's very exciting too. I'm actually kind of going to be freer than I have been most of my life, which will be cool. I'm looking forward to it. 2 days. But But that also means that anything you see from me from now on will probably be filmed on my phone, because I'm not going to have a place for my computer to be set up. Hold on. Oh, even at midnight, I have visitors. It makes me feel good that people like hanging out with me. Now back to status of channel, I guess. Yeah, so anything you see of me coming up will be on my phone. I've been learning a small amount of editing, but that software is very minimal. So I'm going to look into some other avenues for editing on my phone. So, you know, that'll be cool. That's a whole new learning endeavor. And I have a basis with DaVinci Resolve, so hopefully I can find something that is simple, that has that kind of stuff but simplified for the phone, at least so I can do the edits myself and it's not pre-done for me. I have the idea of doing a couple other things, but like I said, my computer won't be available. So, you know, I mean, maybe some, 6 months is kind of a long time actually. So maybe sometime during there, I'll find a place in which to set up my computer and maybe I'll be able to do stuff. But I will keep you updated. My videos are probably going to get a lot shorter, actually. This is probably going to be the last long one because I'm be grubhubbing and working and driving. So, you know, recording while driving is probably not a great idea. Probably will get me in trouble, so probably won't be doing that. But I do have a dash cam, and if I can figure out any way to get the footage from the dash cam onto my phone and edit those, that'll be super helpful. Like, that'd be cool. I would like to try and get that done. But all things that I'm going to be looking into in my large amounts of free time coming up. It's going to be fun, guys. And I just want you all to know that you are an inspiration to me. Every time I go to make a video, one of the reasons I get paralysis is because I see you. I see all 83 of you now in a room, and that's a good sized room. I mean, it's a lot of people for me. I think when I last gave public speeches, I think there was about 100. So, you know, I've done it before in my life. It's just, you got to psych yourself up. I'm not very good at psyching myself up or advertising. This is my advertising. You can't even see it in most of my videos. It's that right there. Wait, there. It's that right there. This is just my little name tag. And hey, you know what? If you see this and you live in Spokane and you just happen to see some big dude walking around with a name tag on, it kind of looks like that or that. Yeah, say hi. It's cool to know that people watch my videos, even though it's not very many. Even every view makes me happy that I could hang out with someone. I mean, that's all I really want is friends. And I'm not very good at getting friends, so I don't really put myself out there. I know that sounds weird, seeing as I have a YouTube channel, but I mean, really, most of my close friends, I'm pretty sure they don't believe this is going to be a thing I'm going to do for long, because it took so much effort to get them to subscribe. But I like doing it. I may not have a lot of confidence, but that'll grow. It just goes to show that even old dogs can learn new tricks. I mean, I don't think I'm that old. I'm only 38. But to a lot of people, that's old. I mean, they're younger than me, but... And then, I mean, God, the one thing I've seen over these videos is how much gray hair I've gotten. in this last year even. It's insane. It looks good though. I have a lot of comments on my hair, but need to get a shaving going on. But the winter's coming, so I might not shave it completely. I might just trim it down. Of course, I also am thinking about treating myself to a hair day. Getting my hair trimmed, which I've never done in 3 years. I've never had my hair trimmed, and that was the last time I cut my hair, was 3 years ago. So, yeah, I don't know. Maybe get a professional person to make this all look right instead of this weird. Because I mean, without this, you know, it look kind of funny. But don't we all? One thing I've learned over these years is we're all insecure. There's nothing really we can do about it. No matter how much we practice, no matter how much, there's always a doubt. At least in most of us. There are those rare people that have either lost the doubts or have gone through something so usually traumatic that this becomes inconsequential. And thankfully, I've never had to do anything that traumatic. I've never been through anything that traumatic. I know lots of people that have. And I've been around people that have had tragedy happen to them. So, you know, it can always get worse. Even when tragedy does strike, you're still alive. And that's important. And the people that you lose throughout life, they live on through you. And one of the reasons I stick on is those people live on through me. And every time I remember them, they're honored. I honor everyone that I've ever known. I think about everyone all the time. And I know about 65 of you, of my subscribers. And there's some people that I don't know who they are. A little less than 20. No idea who they are. But I basically know everybody else. So thank you. It means a lot that you guys subscribe and you watch. Any of you that hit the like button or comment, I read all the comments and I reply to them almost instantaneously, except for this last one I got, which said promo something. And I looked it up online, and it's not a YouTube company, but it's a company that promotes YouTube content outside of YouTube to get you viewers. But I don't want any of that. I'm not looking for fame. I'm looking for friends. I'm not looking for money. I'm not looking. This is just a me to you. You know, if you got friends you think need a friend, show them my stuff. I just want to hang out. That's why I make my videos. That's why I'm not always active and oh God, because you know, I've lived with a lot of people. I've lived in a lot of houses with a lot of roommates. And the one thing that most people don't appreciate is someone that's loud. And I mean, I am loud, but I do know when to be quiet. And it's respectful not to be all crazy, right? Like, I guess it's not as entertaining. Because, you know, it's weird to say, but I've been shamed out of entertaining. When I was in school, that's all I did is class clown it up. But, you know, I'll grow up. And, you know, I'm going to try and get back in touch with some of my more silly side. Let my ideas flow out of my face. Because I've censored myself so hard. Because curse words aren't the thing that are damaging the most nowadays. Like saying or like that stuff doesn't matter, but like you say someone is a or a That's worse. So it's going to be an interesting thing being out in public view, but I think I might enjoy it. Anyway, it's now 1 in the morning again. Keep making my videos super late, but yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Through this time, you are going to be one of my rocks. I mean, you don't really got to do anything, but I'll be thinking of you all a lot, and thank you. That's really all I got. I could ramble and mumble and continue on for hours, I'm sure. It's one of the reasons I want to stream. It's because once I get interaction, oh man, we're gonna have some fun talks. That's what I want to do. I want to be able to stream. Buy a house, get stable for my son, have an office, and be able to stream in my off time. In the parts where it's me, and I don't have to, I'm not working for anyone else's goals anymore. I have high hopes for the future. So don't worry. But check in. Let me know how y'all are doing. I'll put it in every video. Hi friends. You staying hydrated? How's your day? I really do want to know. Really do. So, communicate. It's cool. No pressure, but I do want to talk to more than just myself. Once again, thank you, Mom, for the car. It's a lifesaver and a great inspiration. Good motivation. Son, I love you. Listen to your mother. Everybody, good gaming to you. Have a good night. Have a good day. I'll see you around.